Good afternoon. I'm Khaylah Day, manager of the Crime Scene, examining the news, and this is your weekly Crime Scene News Review. In this week's CSE News, our lead story is Shelby County Supervisor indicted for smuggling contraband into jail. Nikisha Humphrey, 30 years old, was arrested on Friday and charged with official misconduct and 2 counts of bringing contraband into a penal institution. Detectives said the primary suspect involved in smuggling contraband was an inmate, but later in their investigation, it was revealed that Humphreys acted as an accomplice. Also on page 1 this week, Douglas Community hosts backyard bonfire and campout. Scores of Douglas Community alumni, family, and friends ascended on Stanton, Tennessee last week for their annual backyard bonfire and campout. The event was held at the Douglas Community Center. Tents were pitched and grills were fired up beginning last Thursday. Event organizer Brenda Dancy said that the campout is a way to bring the community together. Please be sure to pick up your copy of The Crime Scene at a Dollar General store in Humboldt, Alamo, Bells, Bolivar, Milan, Trenton, and Jackson. Every week in The Crime Scene, we highlight area birthdays, anniversaries, and our proud parent alert on page 2. On page 3 of this week's Crime Scene, we have news from Lane College Scholarship Banquet, the Jackson Rotary Club, and the Miss JCM and Miss JCM Early College pageant. Shout out to Baskerville Funeral Home for sponsoring the obituaries. We'll help lift your spirits with church news on page 4. Check out the ad from Saragata Baptist Church and Progressive Community Baptist Church. Every week, we feature news from the Jackson-Madison County school system, as well as news from our other schools, colleges, and universities throughout West Tennessee. West Tennessee Outdoors with Ray Jones highlights area outdoor activities. This week, he's highlighting supermoons. The full harvest supermoon is one of the exciting events that astronomy enthusiasts enjoy. The October full moon occurred around midnight as the moon lights opposite of the sun in the earth's sky and appears to be fully illuminated. As we move along, I'd like to ask our listeners to please support those businesses that support the crime scene. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Mr. Robert Tick McKinley and A Close Bonding Company of Trenton, Tennessee. If you find yourself in need of a bail bondsman quick, call Mr. Tick at 731-487-9900. The Crime Scene Examiner newspaper is published every Thursday and distributed throughout rural West Tennessee. In Humboldt, pick up a copy of The Crime Scene at a Tobacco Central and Dollar General. In Jackson, you can pick up a copy at Walgreens, Dollar General, Food Giant, South, Food Right on East Chester, and probably get a copy at your local church. Brown Beat by Downtown Ricky Brown is on page 7 in The Crime Scene. He's highlighting the Crime Scene Reader of the Week, as well as the Man's Record Service Traffic Spotter of the Week. Our Reader of the Week is Terriana Ingram. Terriana is a loyal reader of the paper and enjoys each week's edition. I'm excited to see the CSE newspaper weekly, especially the human interest stories by your columnist, said Ingram. Our Traffic Spotter of the Week is Dr. Donald Comer. Dr. Donald Comer, president of Lane College, sets the example for all of us to follow for traffic and campus safety. On page 8 in this week's CSE News, 2025 UT Martin Alumni Award winners announced. 4 University of Tennessee at Martin alumni are being honored with awards during this week's 2025 homecoming celebration at the university. Jacob Ross, Outstanding Young Alumni Award. Bill and Amy Rhodes, University Service Award, and Tamika Glenn, Outstanding Alumni Award. Go check out those articles. Please be sure to pick up your copy of The Crime Scene at a Countryside Citago in Humboldt, Dollar General in Alamo, and S&J Roadside in Bells. On page 11, this week, columnist Wendy Isa Mercer talks about Color Book wins 2 feature awards at the 2025 Hub City Film Festival. The film, Color Book, revolves around the challenges and triumphs of a recently widowed father raising his son with Down syndrome. The title of the film, Color Book, comes from the daily drawings in his color book of the son to express his emotions. In the film, the father goes to great lengths to take his son to his first Major League Baseball game. Jeremiah Daniels, the 13-year-old actor with Down syndrome who plays the son in the film, earned a nomination for the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Youth Performance. On page 12, Myrtle Russell talks about 9 minutes of inspirational reading. Books are the most sacred things I own, treasured because there is power in words. I read to learn, and if I don't get the lesson on the first read, I can always revisit, is what I love about books. Hey, spend a few dollars with the businesses that support the crime scene. Tell them I read it in the crime scene. Subscribe today. $30 electronic edition, 1 year. $75 mail subscription, 6 months. $50 home delivery, Jackson, 1 year. Email your subscription request to wtenews@gmail.com. Did you know that the Crime Scene Examiner newspaper is one of the leading publishers of legal notices in the Hub City? You'll find notice to creditors, chancery court notices, notices of vehicles to be sold, foreclosures, and delinquent tax notices. One of the things the crime scene is most recognized for is the publication of weekly arrest reports for Milan, Humboldt, and Jackson. I'd like to remind our listeners, please be sure to pick up your copy of The Crime Scene at a Dollar General store in Alamo, Bells, Bolivar, Milan, Trenton, Humboldt, and Jackson. From news from the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities to highlights of community events, Terry Gore Wood is always on the scene with her weekly column, Picture This. Miss Juneteenth Tennessee, Jadale Ross, was presented with a send-off party on Wednesday at the venue. She's headed to Galveston, Texas, and the Juneteenth National USA pageant, which will take place at the NEA Cultural Center. Also on page 20, Gamma Psi hosts book signing. National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa Incorporated, Gamma Psi chapter hosted Meet the Author for former Xenos, Dr. Melody Hobson, at her alma mater, Jackson Central Mary High School. The book signing of Black Girl in the Middle was attended by family, friends, classmates, and the top ladies of distinction. Dr. Hawkins, an award-winning educator, author, and visionary leader dedicated to transforming education for students in culturally diverse backgrounds, is an administrator in elementary education in the Knox County school system in Knoxville, Tennessee. Keep up with the crime scene by logging on to our Facebook page, Crime Scene Examiner News, for daily updates. You can also log on to our website, cscnewsnow.com. Log on to your favorite streaming venue and listen to our weekly podcast. Until next time, I'm Khaylah, and thanks for tuning in to the Crime Scene Weekly Review.